Good morning once again. It's Friday the 23rd of April, 2021. It's going to be another beautiful day in Nice. We've had just a lovely run of weather, bright and sunny, a little bit chilly, maybe 15 degrees or so. That's 50, around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been lovely. I'm looking forward to my walk this morning. Part of what we're supposed to do as Christians, those of us who are Christians, part of what we're meant to do, part of why God put us here is that we would tell others about Jesus Christ and what he's done for us. You can't argue that. Jesus said, go into all the world and preach the gospel. And it's such good news, the news of salvation, the news that I have eternity with Christ because of the sacrifice he made on the cross and the fact that there's nothing I can do to earn my way to heaven. And all I have to do is accept God's free gift of salvation is the most marvelous news in the world. And yet we have a whole world around us who ignores that message and doesn't want to hear it. And we're told to do it. So, but you know what? That's a terribly scary thing. We think, well, I can't do that. I'm going to get jumbled in my words and I'm going to make a mess of it. And a lot of people felt that way. Moses felt that way. The prophet Jeremiah felt that way. And that's why I want to look this morning at Jeremiah chapter 1. Just a word of encouragement for those of us who are believers and want other people around us to share in the joy we have of being Christians and knowing that our eternity is secure. Okay. Verse 4 of Jeremiah 1. The word of the Lord came to me, Jeremiah writes, saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I set you apart, sanctified you, and I ordained you a prophet to the nations. Then said I, Lord, God, I cannot speak for I'm a youth. Now, Jeremiah's excuse was that he was too young to do this. Sorry, I can't stand that crooked bit. Jeremiah said he couldn't do this. And we have all kinds of reasons why we can't talk. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm going to embarrass Jesus if I talk about him. And we just get befuddled and we just don't know what to say. So we just often don't say anything. But that's not what we can do either, because we have eternity. There's a whole world of people who want to have that peace and the hope that comes from knowing Christ personally. But the Lord said, don't say I'm a youth. Don't make any excuses. For you shall go to all whom I send you, and whatever I command you, you will speak. And God says, I'll tell you what to say. Don't be afraid of their faces, for God says, for I'll deliver you. And if you've ever done much of that, you know that once you start talking about Christ, you may not always be well received, but God gives you the words to say. He promises to do that. Jesus said the exact same thing. And the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said to me, behold, I put my words in your mouth. If we'll do what Jesus tells us to do, if we'll take that step of faith and we'll be willing to share our faith with those around us and to share the good news of Jesus Christ, God says, I'll put my words in your mouth. So as you go through today, as I go through today, I'll be going my walk in a couple hours. I try to walk late when the weather's nice so that I can meet more people. And don't always get a chance to talk about Christ. Don't always get a chance to be a witness. But so many mornings you just start chatting, and then if the door is open, God gives you the words to say, and it's amazing to watch how he does that. Don't even have to start out with the intention of sharing that specifically. Sometimes most of the time you start out just being friendly, and God opens the door. And we have to depend on him for the faith to do that, for the strength to do that. Because everybody around us, this world needs Christ. That's what's happened. The world's totally broken. The world's without hope. And obviously, elections aren't working. Finances aren't working. Fear's not working. Guns aren't working. None of the world just gets brokener and brokener as time goes by. Only one thing's going to fix this world, and that's for people to come to Christ and have the love of God in their hearts and the love of God permeating everything we do. Getting a God perspective on things is what's going to change this world, and it's going to change eternity as well. So think about that friend you're going to see today. Think about that stranger you might meet today. Just take the time. Just trust God. Pray. Ask God to allow you to meet somebody And as you pray, just pray that God would allow you to add along in your chat, in your conversation, that God would open the door and He'd give you the right words to say, to at least plant that little seed that may result one day in them come to know Jesus as well. Have a good weekend. Back online this week, and of course, be back in Facebook Live at 11 on the church Facebook page, wrapping up our Bible study in Revelation on Sunday night. God bless, guys.